to match.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, squad. It has been a few days now since I skied last when I was up in Canada with Joe. Not only has it been the holiday period, but I also got pretty sick and I am moving at the same time. And so these last 2 weeks of December have been pretty busy, combined with our lack of snowfall here in Utah. I just haven't really gotten out much, but I got all my skis mounted. I got some new skis in here and I wanted to just go over my new SKI QUIVER for this year. Perhaps one of the most exciting additions so far this year was a totally unexpected one, and that is my new skinny ski. This is the Headcore 94 TI, which I learned stands for Titanol, but Head actually did send me these. This is the first time a ski company has ever sent me skis. They sent me these with Tyrolia Attack 17 bindings on them. I haven't ridden these yet, but I'm super excited because I don't remember the last time I've ever skied something as narrow as a 94. Before I kind of started using a wider ski, I used to use a 98 underfoot a lot, but that was probably 6 or 7 years ago now. And I never, haven't really used a ski that's positioned more for, I would say, on-piste carving and groomers, such as the Headcore 94. This is the 191 in length. Ultimately, I'm just, I've used a wide ski that's more meant for powder for a long time now. And so if anything else, it's just gonna be a fun thing to try to carve on and see what it's all about. So the sub 100 has now entered the quiver. It's mounted at the factory recommended spot, as are all of my skis. I settled on the 94, so I had something that kind of complemented the rest of my quiver. However, before we move into one of the newer skis for the year, I want to take 60 seconds to thank today's video sponsor, Factor. Factor delivers fresh, never frozen, chef-crafted and dietitian-approved meals straight to your doorstep and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Personally, between my actual job, skiing, YouTube, working out, Factor helps eliminate stress around cooking and planning and just makes it so I can stay focused on my goals and utilize my time more efficiently for work and YouTube. Simply put, Factor stands out for me because of their unmatched convenience. There's virtually no prep and cleanup. You can just take it out, heat it, eat it, and enjoy it in just 2 minutes. Arguably even more important is that Factor uses real food and real ingredients. All of their meals are made without refined seed oils, refined sugars, or artificial colors or sweeteners. And lastly, as someone who enjoys a lot of activities such as skiing and working out, Factor bans over 175 different ingredients, focusing on nutrient-dense foods that focus on strength and overall wellness. So if you're interested in trying out Factor for yourself, head to factor75.com or click the link in the description and use the promo code STOKESQUADFB50 to save 50% on your first box and get free breakfast for 1 entire year. That's code STOKESQUADFB50 at factor75.com to get 50% off your first order and free breakfast for an entire year. Thank you very much to Factor for sponsoring today's video. Now let's jump back into the second of my new SKI QUIVER. Jumping into another new ski for this year, this is the Armada ARV 106 Ti. I got these mounted with yellow Look Pivot 15s on them. These are the 188 length ski. They are mounted at the factory recommended spot. And I have used the ARV 106 for a few years now. And I was just gonna get the new kind this year, but I saw that they came out with the Ti and I thought maybe just because I wasn't a huge fan of the ARV 106 in previous years, that maybe this would be, maybe something I'm missing is the Titanol stringers, the Titanol in the actual ski. So I used this one day already at Snow Basin. I'll link the video up above if you want to see a little bit more of my thoughts for the day, but I ended up really liking them. For a ski with some metal in it, I was still super surprised at how Armada-y it felt, if that makes sense. It still was a very fun ski to use. These, I think, will kind of be that in-between ski for me. Obviously, this could be a great powder ski, but this is also kind of just an all-mountain ripper that can kind of do anything pretty well. I typically strive for a wider ski. That's just my personal preference. There's no right or wrong on that. And so I've kind of struggled in years past to figure out when I really like to use a 106 because oftentimes I feel like I can do what I can do on the 106 just as well on a 116, and I have more, I can do more on a 116, so I feel like that's why I like to reach for the wider platform. I use them literally one day at Snow Basin, and I have this huge freaking indentation from when I landed on a rock. But anyways, ARV 106 Ti, 188 centimeter, look pivot 15. Oof. These are so much lighter than the 106s that I just picked up. But again, if you are no stranger to the channel, I have the, I go this way? The new this year Armada White Walker 116 underfoot, mounted with the orange look pivot 15s, again, just at the factory recommended mount point, not at Sammy Carlson's or anything like that. And these are the 192 length White Walkers. As you can see here, you know, this ski is completely trashed. I've used it in pretty much any condition, and it's honestly my go-to ski. I love this ski. It seems to work in just about anything, but obviously a ski like this with the Karuma Core, edgeless tip and tail rocker, not a lot of camber. This is meant for POW skiing, and so that's kind of where this shines. But I like this just in any sort of off-piste condition. I just like the wider platform, the longer ski. It really allows me to ski very hard and have a lot of trust in the ski that I can basically just carry a lot of speed through just about anything. I never really feel limited by the ski. The times where this gets tough is in tight trees because it's a long ski, it's a wide ski, but it's still really light. And so it still has this sense of nimbleness and agility to it. But I don't think there's any difference between this model and last year's model or even the model before. Honestly, there's really nothing wrong with this ski, and it's still mounted, so I'm not even really gonna get rid of it. This could be like my Rock 116 or just, I don't know, I have a hard time getting rid of skis that I really enjoy using. So that's all still there, but I haven't even used these yet because I didn't want to bring them out in the low tide here in Utah, but I think now is the time to break them out. And yeah, you can see the stickers are still on the bottom of them. So anyways, White Walker 116 with look pivot 15s. Rounding out my SKI Quiver is the only ski that's actually not new this year, and that is the Armada White Walker 121. This is by far my most fun ski that I have. I think when you use this ski in the right conditions, there's not much better than this super wide, super light, very soft powder ski. This comes out when I am heli skiing. This comes out when I am doing any sort of backcountry type, you know, cat skiing sort of stuff. I have used this ski at the resorts over the years, my previous models, and it does really well. I just think the ski really shines when you obviously have fresh snow and it's just bottomless. Sometimes you can have fresh snow at a resort, but it might be a foot of snow on icy moguls or something that's previously tracked out, and this ski can be a little bit harder to use in that case, where like I think the 116 might do a little bit better. This thing essentially has no edge, almost, you know, 2 feet on the tip and tail. So when you're in more of a backcountry setting, even if you're ski touring, I don't do any ski touring, but you know, heli skiing, cat skiing, you have fresh snow on virtually pitches that have never been skied. So you don't even have that crusty layer underneath. And so that's when this 121, you just are floating on top of the snow. It is so light that it just makes skiing almost effortless. This ski only comes in one length at 183. To me, it's really, really short. I would love this ski in like a 192. I think would be an incredible ski, to be honest, especially because there's so much rocker in the ski that you don't really have much effective edge anyways. But the binding on this ski is the Armada Strive 16, not the Strive, I'm sorry. I don't have the Strive. This is the Armada STH 16 binding. Don't really love the binding, but what I found in like when I do bring the ski out in like powder backcountry days, I'm never really skiing like super hard, if that makes sense. Like I feel like I don't put the same torque on the ski, you know, as something when I'm at the resort. And so to me, I can get away with a little bit different binding, and quite frankly, I would put pivots on this. Pivots are expensive and it just hasn't really had priority, but I think next year, if I get the new 121, I will put pivots on it. But for now, I mean, this binding, it works. It's just not like, it's not necessarily my favorite binding. But again, mounted factory, nothing crazy here. And this ski is just great to use on deep snow days. So that is my SKI Quiver. I honestly think it's pretty, like I'm proud of it. I feel like it's a good quiver to have. I mean, I know I still need to use the 94s and I need to get more time on the 106s, and I just know myself as a skier, I just gravitate towards wider skis. So I don't know really when I will use the more narrow skis, but I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I never really go out with the intention of just staying on piste. Like even if it's not fresh snow, I still try to go off piste, go to the top of the mountain, and that's where I tend to like a wider ski, like a 116. But I think on paper, in theory, the Quiver's a pretty good one at 94, 106, 116, 121. I think you can kind of justify a ski for each purpose. It's not like I have a 112 and a 116 and a 108. I mean, you know, nothing wrong with a Quiver like that, but I think the Quiver honestly looks pretty good. So I don't know when exactly you guys are going to be seeing this video, but I am heading back up to Canada for a pretty long stint, and I will be taking the 116 and the 121 with me. Again, just showing you guys that I enjoy the wider ski, and I think based on the conditions, to me the 116, 121 is a great combo to have, because I'll be doing some resort skiing, then also some more backcountry cat skiing where the 121 will really shine. So let me know what your Quiver is this year. Let me know what you think of this Quiver. Maybe it's complete crap, but anyways, it is what it is. So thank you again to Factor for sponsoring today's video. Make sure you head to factor75.com or click the link in the description and use the code STOKESQUADFB50 for 50% off your first order plus free breakfast for an entire year. Thanks for watching, squad. I have a lot of ski stuff coming up soon, so I'm excited to share. See you in the next one.